against a very good team like PSG, you're down 2-1 into the second half. I just wish the weather was better. Oh, YouTube, by the way, I'm told is back up. So the stream, so sometimes the YouTube streams can be a little temperamental, but I'm told we're back up live and operational now on YouTube. So yeah, I'm hoping, and I think Chelsea has the 1-0 lead against Porto. So all the American soccer bros, Pulisic, yeah, this, that. Mason Mount has the lone goal there. They're actually underway in the second half. Chelsea up 1-0 on Porto, 48th minute, and the second half is about to get underway between PSG and Bayern. PSG have the 2-1 lead against Bayern Munich. Let's go to the phones. Bring in our good friend Rick in Carroll City. Good afternoon, Rick. How are you?
Donno, how are you, buddy?
I'm really well, man. I mean, hey, we're a day closer to the NFL draft, so I couldn't be better.
We're getting there. We'll get there. It'll be Chris Greer's night before you know it, right?
And I don't know how he can screw it up. I mean, you're very likely going to have at least 3 out of the 4 players of Pitts, Chase, Waddle, and Smith all available. Like, as long as Greer doesn't reach for something ridiculous at number 6, we're all going to be very happy.
Yeah, and hopefully, given the way offenses work today, hopefully he won't settle for the offensive tackle from Oregon. Donald, if you look at the way football is played today, and Tom Brady was pretty much the first guy to get this rolling, even though he doesn't have a quick release, getting the ball out quickly is essential to every dominant offense in the NFL and in college football. You get the ball out quick, it doesn't matter. You can nullify how good, as long as they're serviceable offensive linemen up front, if you're getting the ball out quickly enough, you're getting pressure on the defense. I mean, look at Clemson at the collegiate level. They haven't had one offensive lineman drafted in the top 5-6 rounds in the last 10 years.
That's a great point. It's all of their defensive linemen that get drafted in the top 20.
So when you look at the NFL, and I think Gil Brandt brought this up not too long ago, the skilled players, their value is and their impact is at such a high level in today's world of football. It makes no sense not to invest in someone that brings in a bunch of those traits, a bunch of playmaking traits. So when you look at Kyle Pitts, that's why some people have Kyle Pitts in the top 3. Yeah. And it's crazy because you'd never think that. And we get some memories of Vontae Davis's brother with the Niners, going in the top 7, I believe. So you've got to look at the way the game is played today. And I hope Chris Greer, if he's got Chase and he's got Pitts available, he can't go wrong with either pick, in my opinion. And I know Pitts isn't a mauling, tackling type of guy as a tight end, but you got 4 guys on your roster right now that can fill that role, Donald.
Yeah, and we talked, yesterday in the roundtable segment. I gave my piece on it. I just think Pitts is too unique and special to pass on. I mean, his frame at 6'6", about 250 pounds. He's incredibly quick for his size. Got incredibly long arms. The catch radius is on point. How do you cover him? If you try to cover him with linebackers, he's going to leave you in the dust. You try to cover him with defensive backs, you throw it high, and he's going to come down with everything because they can't compete with his verticality and with his reach. It's game over. I mean, he is just such a uniquely gifted, talented, a little bit lucky because, God gave him the gift of size and athleticism that I'm sure, not to say he's not a hard worker, but a lot of that is he's born with and it's God-given talent. So I think Kyle Pitts is going to end up being an incredible player, if not a Hall of Famer.
And one thing about the guy, he's hard to jam. He's a guy that's hard to jam. In college, if you look at, I believe it was South Carolina, maybe Kentucky. Their best defensive back was on him. Their best linebacker was on him. The guy doesn't get jammed. For having that type of size and those kind of hands, to be able to create space and get open, you can't put a price tag on that. So I'm hoping if he's available, and with regard to with Chase, I mean, Chase gives you a lot of everything, especially with his size, but you can't go wrong with either guy. Yep. And then maybe, just maybe, Donna, with the second pick in the first round, I believe either we look at a running back from Clemson or the running back from Alabama if he's still available. and then worry about getting your offensive lineman in the second round if you need an offensive lineman, or the third round.
Yeah.
There's about 4 or 5 guys at lower tier schools like the kid Hunt from Lafayette that will be available in the second and even in the early to mid-third round. So you're going to have plenty of opportunities to address that need as well. So hopefully Greer has another fantastic draft, even though I'm not sold on Tua. And I'm far from that, Donno. I apologize, but I'm far.
You don't have to
from
apologize.
being sold on Tua.
Rick,
my friend.
I always appreciate your insight. Who was it? Alex, have you been on Twitter a lot today? I think it was. I think Joy Taylor was arguing with Dolphin fans and I love Joy. I worked with her years ago. When she was at WQAM, we worked on the Dan Cilio show together. This was before Joy became a sensation. I mean, she's blown up, man. She does a great job on the Herd with Colin Cowherd and all the work that she does over at Fox Sports 1. And she's our girl. Like, she's got our back. Like, with anything Miami, you can usually count on Joy Taylor to defend Miami, right? That if Cowherd or somebody else is attacking the Miami Heat, Joy Taylor is going to stand up for the 305. They're attacking the Dolphins, and of course she's the sister of legendary Miami Dolphin Jason Taylor. She is going to cape up and defend the Miami Dolphins. And I felt a little bit betrayed when I saw some tweets where she's saying she's not sold on Tua Tagovailoa. Like, I'm seeing that. I'm like, Joy, you just put the knife in my back, man. Why did you have to do that? Oh. It's a totally different complexion coming this season, guys. If we come out of this upcoming NFL season, 17 regular season games, if we come out of this still saying, yeah, I don't know about Tua, then I'm going to be eating crow. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, if we come out of another season and Tua is a deer in the headlights and he's throwing INTs and he's not seeing the field and he's not attacking downfield, because there were so many times this past year, for the games where Tua did struggle, and it wasn't every game. Tua didn't struggle. People pretend he didn't play great against Kansas City. He did. The media can be so incredibly forgetful. Because I remember the way that Tua was covered by the national media after his shootout with Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Dolphins lost that game. Tua was excellent in that game. I remember the commentary from the national media. Oh, my gosh, we're watching the future of the quarterback position in the NFL. Mahomes had already arrived, of course. And hey, Tua, who's about 3 years younger than Mahomes, oh, my God, we're watching now the next great quarterback duel in the National Football League. We might be watching this generation's version of Peyton versus Tom. That's what the national media was saying after Tua went toe-to-toe and head-to-head with Pat Mahomes for 4 quarters. How quickly they forget. Tua gets benched. He has a couple of shaky performances. Ryan Fitzmagic had to come finish the job to beat the Raiders. And now Tua is just day-old garbage to these people. It's like they completely forget and honestly, it's so disturbing because the very same talking heads who were saying, hey, this is the next Peyton versus Tom, 3 weeks later, they have no memory of even saying it. Now all of a sudden, oh, this Tua, he's a bust. I don't know about this guy. You ever seen Total Recall? Or even this works even better, Men in Black, where they do the memory wipe. That's what the national media does. How do you come out of the Chiefs-Dolphins game saying, hey, this is the next version of Manning versus Brady, to then a few weeks later saying, oh, I'm not sold on Tua. This guy's a bust. You did a Men in Black memory wipe. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's because these very same Sports Center hosts, First Take hosts, what other ass clowns are out there? Cowherd, First Things First. I don't even know if that show's still on the air. Does anyone still watch Fox Sports 1? God, I remember when Fox Sports 1 first started. I'm like, all right, this is kind of exciting. They're going to try and go head-to-head with ESPN. And then after like 2 weeks, they canceled all the shows that were on. Do you remember when Fox Sports 1 first launched? They had a show with Regis, may he rest in peace. That show was terrible. They had their own version of Sports Center, and that got canceled. Like they got the two guys who did Canadian Sports Center, who were very popular in Canada. I got news for you: Canada's America Junior. Like you can't just say, oh, let me take the best sports show out of Canada. We'll put it on in the United States. It's gonna be awesome. No, bro, substandard Canada. Don't give me that nonsense. It's the Bush Leagues. That's the amateurs. You can't just take a couple of hosts out of Canada, put them on in the greatest country in the world, and expect that to move the needle. Oh man, I got off on a real tangent there. But all this to say, it's the very same media members who were praising Tua after he came from behind to beat Arizona, after he had a shootout with Pat Mahomes. They were praising him. A couple weeks later, they completely forget. Oh, he was bad all year. Well, what do you mean? Well, what about those really great games where you praised him? No, I don't remember that. Memory wipe, Men in Black style. It's gone. It's out of the memory banks. It's wild. I want so badly for him to succeed. Going to be no excuses next year. Last year, his receivers were Geek Squad employees. This year, you've already added Will Fuller. You're going to add one of probably Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. You're going to add more help at running back, I think, as well. You got no excuse. And also this year, he's not rehabbing from a hip surgery. This year, he's just preparing to play football. No excuses. Here's my prediction, though. This is going to drive me crazy. Aguirre, I have saved the receipts. So next year, if Tua starts lighting it up, and people like Cowherd, Joy, Stephen A., Mike Greenberg. Don't think I forgot about you, Greenberg. You're a clown, the biggest clown of all of them. Dan Orlovsky. If Tua lights it up next year, and then the hosts of those shows who are trashing him just pretend they've always loved him and they pretend nothing happened, I'm going to make sure those clowns never forget the way that they trashed Tua. I'm not going to let them get away with it. In fact, I'm going to be angry if they say nice things about Tua. Like if Tua lights it up next year, they are not allowed to compliment him because you've already let the Tua train pass you by. You have already doubted him. You've already insulted him. You've already called him a bust. I will not even allow you guys to enjoy Tua's success. That's for me to enjoy. That's for Alex, for Big O, for Juan Cardona, although I think Juan Cardona has kind of started trashing Tua. We're going to talk to him later this hour, by the way, around 4:35. We're going to talk to Crypto Cardona. But no, I don't want to hear people like Mike Greenberg and Colin Cowherd praising Tua and just acting like we're all going to forget about the way that they trashed the kid. I refuse to allow that to slide. Never, 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 never. 844-416-8123 is the number. That's 844-416-8123. Yeah, Herman says, remember the Arizona game when Tua beat Kyler Murray? I do. I remember it like it was yesterday. That was one of the greatest nights of my life. I have very low standards for great nights. Like there's my son being born, and then there was Tua beating Kyler Murray. That was probably number 2. Howdy Donno writes, Ray, so true. I remember the pundits giving Tua kudos, and then some local beat writer, Salguero, he writes in parentheses, can't stop bashing the kid since he wanted Watson, and now he's back with Tua. Yeah, you know what? Tua Tagovailoa, he's not in any trouble. This Deshaun Watson, he's getting accused by no less than 22 women of misbehavior. So yeah, I'm not worried about him right now. I'm completely focused on Tua Tagovailoa. We'll continue the 4:00 hour. There's a new member of the Billionaire Club. And no, it's not me. I'm getting closer. But there is a new member of the Billionaire Club. We will reveal that when we come back. You're listening to Onside Radio. Hey, start your morning every day at 8 a.m. with 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. The boys cover all the local sports stories while providing some great Miami Hurricanes insight. So download, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. 4th and 20, 8 to 10 a.m. only at OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. If you missed Onside Zone with Big O, you missed.
The sport is headed in a direction where it's going to die because the fan base is dying. It's people my age or older that follow baseball. And we're dying. And so they're not getting any of the new fans. Young fans, the whole sport is all screwed up, dude. From the cheating scandals to the way they mismanage it, by the way, the way it has not gone and changed with modern times, the fact that baseball players are so freaking ignorant that they don't understand that they've got to market their own game. The wussiest thing in the world is you hit a home run on me, so now I'm going to plunk you. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
The Onside Zone with Big O. Weekdays 11 to 1 p.m. Only on OnsideRadio.com.
Hey Panthers fans, Dave Dwart here with some awesome news. Every Saturday, I'm going to bring you the latest on everything to do with the Florida Panthers with Chirping the Cats Radio. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 a.m., we'll dive into the state of the team, recap games, and hear from past and present Panthers players, and plenty of other great hockey guests too. Got questions about the Panthers? Call or text the show and we'll break it down. Don't miss Chirping the Cats Radio, Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 a.m., only on OnsideRadio.com.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit moretoadhd.com for additional information. That's moretoadhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Welcome back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can reach out anytime on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Oh, we're live. Bayern tied it up 2-2, and they're pressing for a third. I'm not a Bayern fan, although I'm a bicycle kick. God, goes wide. I'm not a Bayern fan. I'm a Bayern sympathizer. Like a couple of really good friends of mine, one of my friends going back to college, Michael, is a gigantic Bayern fan. I've become friends with our guy, KCC, Kai Chen Chisholm, who hosts here. He's a big Bayern fan. So I'm a Bayern sympathizer. And I bet Bayern minus 110 on the money line today. So I'm hoping for Bayern to complete the comeback at home against PSG. Dude, this is such a good question that Troy asked on the YouTube chat. Nobody's asked me the question this bluntly. I want to get Aguirre's take as well because he's a Dolphins fan. Like, nobody, going back to last football season, nobody has asked me the question this bluntly, and I really have to think about this. But Troy Ortiz says, Donno, be honest. If we could have a do-over in the draft last year, would you want the Finns to draft Herbert over Tua if we could have a do-over? If you're going to ask me like that, God, I don't want all the Dolphin fans to now cancel me. But based on the season we just had, if you ask me that question bluntly, would you, if you could get a do-over from the 2020 draft, would you take Justin Herbert? I've got to say yes, right? I mean, I'm still a Tua believer, and I'm still holding out hope in Tua. But we've got a better set of evidence from Justin Herbert 1 year in. Right now, one season that's a garbage sample. Like, that's not a good sample, okay? And hey, in life there are no do-overs, unless you believe in time travel, which I do, but I haven't discovered it yet. So I'm still not capable of pulling off a do-over. But if I could get that do-over, then yeah, I mean, how do you not? If you could get that do-over, how do you not take Herbert over Tua? That's tough, man. Like, nobody, and even in answering it that way, that doesn't mean I'm a Tua hater, but like, after the seasons that they just had, where like Tua was better than people gave him credit for, but I mean, Herbert did get obliterated by New England, but outside of that, he was really good. Like, he was Rookie of the Year, and he showed. You would never guess to watch him that he was a rookie. Like, you would think this guy's been in the league 3 or 4 years. He's clicking on all cylinders. He's making all the right decisions, really good arm, really good accuracy, really great poise. He had an excellent year. He had more weapons than Tua, better offense. I mean, the Dolphins were a far better defensive team than the LA Chargers. Far better defensive team. So a lot of the games that the Chargers lost with Herbert were more the fault of the defense and a terrible coach, because Anthony Lynn, absolute joke. So, yeah, a lot of the games the Chargers lost were not really Herbert's fault. But I mean, how do I not say, just based on the evidence? And again, one season, not a good sample, but just based on the evidence, how do I not say Herbert? That's an excellent question. It doesn't mean Tua can't be great. It doesn't mean Tua can't ultimately be better than Justin Herbert and enjoy a better career. I would definitely take the Dolphins front office over the Chargers front office any day. I mean, still, even if you can make me the argument that, the Chargers may have drafted the better quarterback, I still have more faith in the Dolphins to be a Super Bowl contender over the next 3 years than I would in the Chargers, even if they do have the best quarterback. Even if you could say they have the better quarterback, I would still, if I'm going to bet a future, like if my choices are, Dolphins or Chargers, who's more likely to win a Super Bowl within the next 3-5 years, I'm still going to put my money on the Dolphins. So I thought that was an unbelievable question. What about you, Alex? If you could get, as a Dolphin fan, if you could get a do-over from last year's draft, do you still take Tua at 5, or would you take Herbert at 5?
Well, is Herbert going to have the same exact weapons as Tua had? The same exact coaching style, in the sense that if Herbert ever got in trouble in a game, are they going to throw in Fitzpatrick? Because you got to remember,
it would have happened against New England. Like, yeah, if they, because I think they lost that game like 45-0, and Herbert played the whole game. Like, if that had happened here, then he would have been benched.
Exactly. So because Herbert had the better weapons, I understand, but at the same time, the coaching staff over there, if things got a little dicey, if things got a little shaky, they let him go through that mess and learn from that, which is one strategy, which is one tactic a coaching staff can do with a young quarterback. The Dolphins took a different route. They took an alternative route in the sense of, okay, if things start getting a little shaky, a little crazy, let's throw in the veteran in the game to try to, because at the end of the day, they're trying to win games. They're trying to win games, and I understand where they're coming from and why they would take out Tua to put in Fitzpatrick. But you know what? I'm not sold yet on Herbert. Even with all that, I'm not sold yet. Even with his rookie year and his Rookie of the Year type of season, I'm still willing and ready to give Tua a chance for his second year. Oh, look at all these additions that the team has made. So I'm not ready to jump ship or jump to any conclusions on canceling Tua or looking for the next quarterback for the Dolphins. I'm ready for Tua.
Yeah. That there's still people that thought, oh, they shouldn't have traded out of number 3 because they should have taken Justin Fields. Like, God, come on. There's a new member of the billionaire club, Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is now officially a billionaire. She has joined the 10-figure club, according to Forbes, which is, I think that's a pretty trusted source. There's nobody better at tracking rich people than Forbes. Forbes has no idea I exist, by the way. That kind of sucks. So Kim Kardashian, she can now. You could argue that she can thank her little romp in the sack with Ray J because that got all this started. But no, Kim Kardashian has her massively successful makeup and shapewear lines to thank for most of that. And here's the crazy thing: Kim is not even the first billionaire in her family. Kylie Jenner is already a billionaire.
Damn, are you serious?
Because of her makeup line.
Oh,
bro,
that's right.
I should have gotten into the makeup business.
Real, though.
Is there that much money in makeup that you got all these billionaires?
Well, listen to this, Donno. Like, speaking of makeup and getting more money from makeup, you don't even need to sell like in a store or anything like that. You can just be a personality on Instagram and just sponsor a makeup line, and you get paid like that.
Yeah.
Like now, like you don't have to do commercials or anything like that. Now it's through social media, through makeup lines. So that's how I think Kylie was able to make so much money off that, especially to where I'm sure her social media team is phenomenal because her audience is humongous, her target audience. So there's so many different ways to be rich off makeup or merchandise or just clothes alone. You don't need to be like an actor or a huge celebrity at this point.
They're all frauds, the Kardashians. I mean, they disgust me.
Have you ever seen a full episode of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
I haven't seen a minute. Honestly, I've never watched a minute of that show. I'm dead serious. I know it exists, and I know it's a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched a second of it. And dude, I remember when a lot of dudes were pulled into it. Like I can remember all the way back when Kim was married to Chris Humphries. Like they were like, oh yeah, we got Chris Humphries is on the show. I want to watch it. And she was with Reggie Bush for a while. Was he on the show, or was that before the show when she was?
I can't
with Reggie
remember
Bush?
now. I think he was. I wouldn't doubt it. That show's been around for a long time now. I think Lamar Odom was on the show.
Yeah, Lamar Odom
when he was dating Chloe.
I never watched a second of it. I can't do reality TV. And actually, people ask me the success to a happy marriage. Find a woman who hates reality TV as much as you do. My wife doesn't watch either. My wife doesn't watch anything. She watches her friends' Snapchat clips and Instagram videos. She doesn't watch it. She doesn't watch the news. She doesn't watch sports. I mean, we do watch some shows and movies streaming, but she doesn't watch any shows on TV. She'll watch some movies and some stuff on Netflix. She doesn't watch Bravo. She doesn't watch any of the Housewives. She doesn't watch any of the Kardashians. They're all freaking billionaires now. It makes me sick. Right? Because, what are they? I mean, is their makeup any good? I mean, I can, aren't there and I remember, I know a little bit about makeup because when I was taking marketing courses at the University of Miami, I was a business major. And I remember we watched, for one of my marketing courses, we had to write a paper on Estee Lauder. She never had a sex tape. She was all about business. Estee Lauder wasn't putting out sex tapes to get famous. She was just making that goddamn makeup all day long. It's fantastic. Revlon, that's a big makeup empire. Who's buying the Kardashians' makeup?
That's what I want to know.
Seriously,
billionaire off makeup. I'm talking about the Kylie Jenner. I know Kim K is the new billionaire, but Kylie Jenner, billionaire off a makeup line.
It's wild.
That's absurd.
You know what? If you've ever
brainwash.
seen Kim Kardashian without makeup, you can understand why she needs that makeup empire.
Oof. Oof. You're right, though. I've seen the pics.
They have those because one of the things that the Kardashians do, they have their own paparazzi, people that they pay. Because whenever you're in the supermarket checkout aisle and you see the tabloids there, and they all every tabloid has a picture of a Kardashian. It's either a Kardashian or Meghan Markle. Those are the only two people that get on the tabloid. It's either one of the Kardashians or it's Meghan Markle. It's the only people on the tabloid covers. And so you get all these shots of Kim K on the beach wearing next to nothing. And they make it seem a random paparazzo snapped this candid photo. No, it's people that she pays to follow her around, and then they Photoshop it. And I'm not saying she isn't a great looking woman, but they make her look perfect. They Photoshop it in a way that she looks like Jessica Rabbit, like a cartoon perfect specimen. And then at one point a couple of years ago, photos from actual paparazzi, people who aren't on her payroll, got out, and it was Cellulite City. And you're like, oh my God, hold on. And listen, she still looks fantastic, but she didn't look perfect, right? Because her own paparazzi, they Photoshop, then they probably send it to Kim for approval. Like, please, Mrs. Kardashian, Miss Kardashian, I will not send this out until you approve it. And she approves it or not approve it. But now actual paparazzi sometimes sneak in, and you realize, like, okay, like and I think it's important to see the way that people really look, honestly, because if you create this unrealistic body image, then that's when you create these standards, when you turn teenagers into depressed people because they think, why can't I not look like that? And the answer is because that's not real. Like, be you. Enjoy who you are. Respect who you are. Love yourself. You don't have to look perfect, because even the people you think look perfect are putting themselves through 8 filters and photoshopping, and it's not what you think it is, man. Well, congratulations, Kim. $1 billion. All right, we're going to talk some football with Juan Cardona from Juan on Juan when we come back. Oh, man. I thought, God damn it. PSG is up 3-2. I thought maybe Bayern took lead. Mbappe again? Man. Hey, Florida Panthers fans have a place to call home. Every Saturday morning, as Cats insider David Dwork will host Tripping the Cats Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. Onside Radio is committed to all sports, and Panthers fans can now connect every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. with David Dwork on the home for Panthers fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Enter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com. Hey everybody, it's Good Greek Moving and Storage, and for over 2 decades, they've been entrusted to handle all of your moving and storage needs. And now, Good Greek is the official mover of Inter Miami CF. And if Inter Miami trusts the Good Greek, you should too. For the best move ever, whether it's across town or across the country, go to GreekMoving.com. That's GreekMoving.com for Good Greek Moving and Storage, the official movers of your Inter Miami CF.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new papadilla, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
My daughter Brinley is here at St. Jude. Coming here was literally life or death, and it was so scary. But St. Jude is fighting for one goal, like this one mission, life. And that gave us hope. We haven't received a single bill from St. Jude, so I really can just focus on what's best for Brinley.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Today, Nike and Beats by Dre have suspended their endorsements deal with Deshaun Watson amid the sexual assault allegations. It was a losing night in South Florida sports as the Heat fell to the Memphis Grizzlies 124-112 despite Jimmy Butler's 28 points and Bam Adebayo's triple-double. Their next game is at the AAA tomorrow as they host the LA Lakers. The Panthers fell to the Carolina Hurricanes 5-2. Alexander Barkov had 2 goals, and Vincent Trocheck continued his good play against his former team with a goal and an assist. They are back on the ice tomorrow in Carolina once again. And the Miami Marlins dropped another game in Game 2 of the series against St. Louis Cardinals 4-2. The Fish are back at it today and actually started their game at 4:05 with Pablo Lopez on the mound. This is South Florida's home for local sports. This is OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Welcome back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can reach out anytime on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
One of our favorite people. He's the host of Juan on Juan weekends here on Onside Radio. Juan Cardona. You can follow him on Twitter at Exclusivity. You can also check him out on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. He's also very into crypto. I call him Crypto Cardona. Juan, how you doing this afternoon, man?
What is up, my brother?
You buying the dip today? Oh, do we lose
I can't really. Yeah, no, I can hear you. It's good.
Okay, cool. No, so I want to I want to get into first. I want to ask you this really difficult question. I love this that Troy asked in the YouTube chat. I had never been asked this question so bluntly. I want your answer. He says, "Be honest. If we could have a do-over in last year's draft, would you want the Finns to draft Justin Herbert instead of Tua?" What do you say to that one?
Are we doing the do-over today, or are we doing the do-over like back then?
We're going back in time, so we're going but we know what we know now. Like we know everything we know now. We're going back in time a year. What do we do?
Oh man, yeah. Herbert. Look, Herbert to me had what would be the best rookie season for a quarterback ever. It would be hard for me to just pass that up.
I said the same thing. I said and it doesn't mean I don't love Tua, but it's like Herbert had such an awesome year last year. And listen, I hope and pray Tua can still be even better. And I'm still bullish on the Dolphins. Like, I'd much rather have the Dolphins franchise moving forward with what Greer and Flores are doing than the Chargers. But yeah, no, if I could go back in time, I'd probably give a shout to Herbert.
And the thing too with Herbert, you got to think about too is that he missed Eckler too, so he didn't really have too much of a running game per se. So, and you get thrown out there, out of nowhere with Tyrod Taylor having a punctured lung by your doctor, and it's just a lot too. And not for nothing, he also did not have an off season. He also dealt with COVID restrictions and everything like that. But yeah, we love Tua, and we're excited to see what we have with him. But for sure, that's a good question.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'd love your take on the draft coming up, 6th overall pick. Are you a Kyle Pitts maniac like me? I'm now fully on board with the idea that if Kyle Pitts is there, you have to take him. What about you?
So I have been back and forth with this, and it feels like one day I'll wake up a Jamar Chase stan, the next day I'm waking up a Kyle Pitts stan, and it's like it depends on what day you caught me, Donno. I can't lie. I think today you might have caught me a little bit on the Jamar Chase bandwagon. Ooh. Just because, and I like Kyle Pitts too, but, sometimes I look and I'm like, dang, are we really trying to replace Gesicki in 2 years? Like, is this a move to just get rid of? Because, a lot of people here, I don't say a lot of people, but a lot of fans, it's like, okay, get Jamar Chase, but as soon as you do, get rid of Devontae Parker. And it's like we can't just, have, talent 1 through 4, 1 through 5. Like, we have to get rid of talent. I want to add to the talent we have, and I feel like sometimes, if I have my PTSD pants on, Dolphins have not been the most adequate at using OWs, offensive weapons. And, as much as Kyle Pitts can, inline and block, he will be an offensive weapon in the future. And if a team can, actually use him right, he'll be dominant. But with Jamar Chase, you're not really projecting as much. You saw him be the X. You saw him be the Y. You saw him be the Z. You saw him line up in the slot. So you've seen already what he can do at 19 years old. And we've kind of seen the Dolphins have like a little bit of an H fetish, if you want to call it that.
Yep. Do you think we're going to see quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, and 4? I think 1, 2, and 3, there's no question because San Francisco didn't, trade up 9 spots not to get a quarterback. Do you think that either Atlanta takes a quarterback or maybe they trade down to someone who does? Because obviously if 4 quarterbacks come off the board, that probably means then that Cincinnati's drafting Penei Sewell and the Dolphins can have whatever playmaker they want.
I personally think one for sure. I think it's going to be 4 quarterbacks to start. I don't necessarily think Atlanta's going to be making the pick. I've been seeing and hearing that Atlanta more or less wants to trade out in case somebody wants to trade back in for a Kyle Pitts or a Jamar Chase ahead of, the Bengals and the Dolphins, which struck me as interesting as to why they wouldn't be trying to have somebody trade up for a quarterback, which kind of lets me know that maybe they want a quarterback, but they think maybe they can get him a little bit later. But depending on how it goes, I mean, here's the thing. I think it's for sure Lawrence, Wilson 2. I'm pretty convinced it's Mac Jones at 3.
Wow.
And then at 4, listen, we're not even going to touch that one right now. But at 4, I think it's either, Trey Lance or Justin Fields, and I think Justin Fields fits perfectly in with everything Atlanta's trying to do,
Now, hold on, though. I'm not gonna, and I think we're gonna agree, but I'm not gonna let you just move on from the Mac Jones thing. It's like, what the hell's going on there? Because to me, and listen, I know he just won a national championship and he put up big numbers, but I just do not see Mac Jones being worth a top 5 pick. I mean, is this real? Is San Francisco really gonna take him?
So I mean, look, my thing with Mac Jones, and I feel like I'm like higher than most on him. It's like we're saying, he went out and produced, and he went out and won a national championship, and he threw more passes than Tua ever did and completed them at a higher percentage and performed at a higher level. And it's like, okay, but like, why is there a but after that? Like, we hyped Tua up to be what he was. He won a national championship. He performed at the highest level. He was a super accurate quarterback. Donno, I just described both Mac Jones and Tua to you.
Yeah.
Like it's identical to me. I don't get it. I feel like if anything, Mac Jones, he's obviously a little bigger. He doesn't have a hip injury. I don't see why if Tua can go 5 with a hip injury, Mac Jones being a cleaner prospect just in terms of health. Now, I'm not talking on-field play, just in terms of health. I don't see why he wouldn't be 3. And then also, I think Chris Sims kind of sold me on the idea, too, of why Kyle Shanahan would want to trade up for necessarily a project in Trey Lance or a project in Fields. When Mac Jones, as a 5th-year senior or 4th-year senior, whatever he was, performed at the highest level, got his team to a national championship, and killed it, in the playoffs if you actually saw the games.
Do you think now that Sam Darnold is headed to Carolina and he's free of Adam Gase, he would have been either way because Adam Gase obviously was fired, but is this going to be like a magic wand for Sam Darnold and he's going to be elite? Was it Adam Gase holding him back, or do you think he's not the answer for Carolina?
I think Sam Darnold is more lucky of where he went than of where he left from, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you're escaping from Adam Gase and all that, mess, and, he obviously was going to have Robert Saleh in there, but, it felt like everybody wanted a clean slate. But to me, him going with Joe Brady, or not going with, but going to Joe Brady, who's shown what he could do with, Teddy Bridgewater, and, Teddy's limited, if we're being honest, right? If we see even Sam Darnold be serviceable, I don't know how anybody could tell Joe Brady he can't be a head coach in the NFL, because at this point he's done it in the NCAA, he's done it in the NFL, and my gosh, I mean they have talent. I mean we're not talking about a barren roster. They have McCaffrey, they have DJ Moore, I think they have another wide receiver. I'm forgetting his name too. They have talent.
Well said. And you've got talent, my friend. You buying any coins today? You buying these dips?
I told you a couple weeks about a coin, OMI, OMI.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
didn't
like
get any.
deep
I
into
should've.
that. I'm deep into that right now, just because it's like an app and it has like digital collectibles and NFTs and AR, and it has Batman and Star Trek and Jurassic Park, and tomorrow is the DeLorean drop and everything like that.
Oh.
So yeah. So it's that, to me, that's where all my focus is right now, unfortunately.
I love it. Great stuff as always. What do you have planned for one-on-one this week?
I actually have a great show. I think I'm going to have a little bit of some heat talk, because obviously Oladipo has came in and he's probably changed what's going to be the outlook of the team for the rest of the season for me, and just diving in more so into the draft, man. I think there's a lot of misconceptions with quarterbacks and kind of like the Mac Jones debate, really.
I love it. Great stuff as always. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Exclusivity. Juan Cardona, thank you so much, man. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, bro.
Good stuff there. And all right, we'll wrap up the 4 o'clock hour. I think I screwed up the TV, by the way, Alex. I think I put something on top of the remote. Can you try to fix that? I think I pressed I put the folder with my live reads. I put it on top of the remote. I screwed everything up, man. I'm terrible. All right, Sundays, 9 a.m., Juan Cardona dominates the airwaves with Juan on Juan. From sneakers to video games to your favorite South Florida sports team. Tune in every Sunday to Juan on Juan, exclusively on the home for sports talk in South Florida. We are OnSideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Join the Inter Miami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit intermiamicf.com/tickets for more information.
If you missed 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, you missed.
And the top trait they're looking for in a partner is someone that can cook better than them.
Wow.
Yeah. How are you at cooking?
I'm okay. I cook
boy.
all my stuff.
What's your best dish? If I had to say, Marsh, this you're gonna eat in tonight with a girl. All right.
If I'm cooking for a girl, then I'm not cooking.
4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh, weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
Hey Panthers fans, Dave Dwork here with some awesome news. Every Saturday, I'm going to bring you the latest on everything to do with the Florida Panthers with Chirping the Cats Radio. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 a.m., we'll dive into the state of the team, recap games, and hear from past and present Panthers players, and plenty of other great hockey guests too. Got questions about the Panthers? Call or text the show and we'll break it down. Don't miss Chirping the Cats Radio, Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 a.m., only on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to OnSideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
If you missed On Side Zone with Big O, you missed.
Wasn't there another boy band like 98 Degrees or 99
American
Degrees?
pop and R&B vocal group consisting of 4 vocalists.
It is
Jeff Timmons, brothers Nick and Drew Lachey, and Justin. Yeah, Nick Lachey, that's right.
Nick Lachey. So it was 98 Degrees, right? There you go. How about that? Did you know I was the boy band expert, by the way?
On Side Zone with the Big O from 12 noon to 3 p.m. every weekday on OnSideRadio.com. You're listening to the station with more live and local sports talk than anyone else in South Florida. OnSideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger.
He was a captain and ginger. Captain and ginger. He was a captain and ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Welcome back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can reach out anytime on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Man, I think our guy, Kai, is going to be a little miserable tomorrow on Kai's Corner. Bayern blew it. First leg at home against PSG. 3-2 loss. 3 away goals, too. That's, oof. Poor Kai. Poor me. I bet Bayern money line. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. I didn't even see what the final score was of the Chelsea-Porto game. I know Chelsea was leading. Yeah, they won 2-0. So Chelsea got it done. And you know what? If Chelsea can humiliate Porto through 2 legs, that'll be even better because Porto eliminated Juventus. And if Porto look lifeless against Chelsea, that just makes Juventus look even worse. So I win. I win either way. Tom Brady told Michael Strahan in a recent interview that a big part of his motivation is proving the doubters wrong. Yeah, I could see that early in his career. Like he says, I was always kind of motivated by people that say, you can't do it. You're not good enough. You're not fast enough, not big enough. You don't have a good enough arm, he said. I've had a body of work over a period of time. So, you just say, hey, quickly you forget. I think that's a great part about football. It's not really about what you did last year. It's kind of about what you're doing, what you're going to do this year. So for me, it was what I was going to do for the Bucs last year. I still feel that way. Brady has famously memorized the names of the 6 quarterbacks selected before him. I can't believe there were only 6. There were only 6 quarterbacks selected before him in the 2000 NFL draft. He was a 6th-round pick. Nowadays, there are 6 quarterbacks taken in the 1st round. There were only 6 guys taken in front of him in that entire draft. Wow, I didn't realize that. So I totally get it because when Brady was coming out of Michigan, the physique was dad bod-esque. None of his measurables, strength, speed, nothing really jumped off the page with Brady. It's why he was taken in the 6th round and not in the 1st round. So I get it. I get it being motivated by the doubters. But it's pretty incredible 20 years later, he still thinks that there are doubters. I mean, now you've reached a point. You're Tommy Brady. He's got 7 Super Bowl rings, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 league MVPs. Anybody still doubting Tom Brady is a crackhead. How do you doubt Tom Brady now? I guess the new thing for him, to be fair, you had Max Kellerman has tried to declare Brady as, falling off a cliff, age-wise for the last couple of years. He was 45 years old. He continues to defy time and defy logic. He continues to beat Father Time. So, yeah, I guess, you know what? There may be a few doubters out there still for Brady because he's still doing it at his age. I mean, I guess I said 45. I guess he's 43. But he said he wants to keep playing till he's 45. So he may still be playing at this level when he's 45 years old. It's absolutely nuts. By the way, there's some smoke out there that Kawhi Leonard is intrigued by the idea of joining the Miami Heat. We're going to get into that a little bit in the 5 o'clock hour. I can't completely doubt Pat Riley. If there's any remote possibility that Kawhi Leonard, who can't opt out this summer, he's got a player option this summer with the Clippers, if there's any possibility that Kawhi may want to take his talents to South Beach, how could I possibly doubt the guy who got us LeBron, who got us Shaq, who got us Alonzo Mourning and Timmy Hardaway? I cannot count out the Godfather. Big 5 o'clock hour coming up here on Onside Radio. Hey, speaking of the Heat and NBA fans can catch Ira Winderman here exclusively at OnsideRadio.com with our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat reports. Catch Ira throughout the week at OnsideRadio.com and when news breaks. Basketball fans know Onside Radio is the place you get the insight you need.
We'll be right back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the Radio.net app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
Hey everybody, it's Good Greek Moving and Storage, and for over 2 decades, they've been entrusted to handle all of your moving and storage needs. And now, Good Greek is the official mover of Inter Miami CF. And if Inter Miami trusts the Good Greek, you should too. For the best move ever, whether it's across town or across the country, go to GreekMoving.com. That's GreekMoving.com for Good Greek Moving and Storage, the official movers of your Inter Miami CF.
Miami Dolphins fans can always count on the best coverage at OnsideRadio.com. Every week, keep up with your favorite team as Dolphins writer Omar Kelly joins us with exclusive reports. And when news breaks, catch the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins report on the home for Dolphins fans everywhere, OnsideRadio.com. You're listening to the flagship station of Inter Miami CF, OnsideRadio.com. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio. Welcome back to the Man of the Match with Alex Donno.
It's all yours. Just keep it right here.
You can reach out anytime on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Yeah, 5 o'clock hour of Man of the Match with Alex Donno. I'm Alex Donno, and I'm with you guys here on OnsideRadio.com. You can listen live right there on the website, OnsideRadio.com. When you go to the website, you can either listen live right there, or you can download a bunch of different. You can do one. You can download all of them if you want to. I think there's 6